Immigration was one of Donald Trump's signature campaign issues, but when it comes to the dreamers, the children of parents who came to the U.S. as undocumented immigrants, Trump sounds somewhat flexible. We're going to work something out that's going to make people happy and proud, he told Time magazine, to which one Republican congressman says, not so fast.
Did any of those little kids say I didn't want to come here? I don't want to let this go because somebody's heart got a little softer than it was before the election.
Ouch. So will Trump opt not to roll back President Obama's executive order protecting the dreamers, and how will the new Congress respond? Let's dive right into it with our panel of experts, actual members of Congress. What do you think? I mean, is President-elect Trump going to face problems if he allows the dreamers, these kids who were brought here as undocumented immigrants through no fault of their own, to stay here?
I think President-elect Trump is going to do his best to work this out before we get into any kind of committee debate or floor debate. And I think that those on Judiciary Committee will probably be hearing very soon about what his approach is going to be on this. The DACA program was done through an executive order. Should that executive order come back? Probably so. Things should be done more legislatively and less through executive orders. Does the Office of Refugee Resettlement, which has been involved in this process, need to undergo a good house cleaning? Absolutely they do, and they need to start filing their reports and reporting on abuse of children and letting us know what's going on in that department.
Jake, I think it's important that appreciate what the President-elect has said on this issue. And it's not a softening of the heart, it's showing your heart. My grandfather was a dreamer. My grandfather, Adam Crist, immigrated in 1914 when he was 12, and when he got here, he very soon joined the Army. And he fought in World War I. He was honorably discharged, and as a result of that, he was able to gain his citizenship. That's sort of a modern-day dreamer, if you will. And being a nation of immigrants, I think it's important that we embrace that kind of hope, give people that opportunity. That's what we've always stood for as a country. And so I would say to the President-elect, I appreciate you showing your heart. And if it's a little softer, what's wrong with that? God would be pleased.
Well, you know, on the Judiciary Committee, we've looked at this multiple times, and it always comes down to, you said devil in the details. If you define dreamers the way people will, people who were very young, who came here through no fault of their own, were clearly brought in as infants, there's very little debate that we ought to try to figure out an accommodation. And as part of a more comprehensive reform, one that prevents this from happening again and again, people believe that we should be able to do this. But I think you have to look at the front door. The front door is about 1.2 million people get to immigrate here legally every year. Changing that to a system that includes a conversion from a broken system to a system that works, when you have 11 million people here illegally, is going to take some time, and there are going to have to be trade-offs. You have people who want to come here and people who are already here, and we're going to have to try to be fair in this process. So do I want to work with the President-elect? Absolutely. Can we do, Eric Cantor had said the same thing when he was leader, we can deal with the true dreamer, but we have to do it as part of a process that says we're going to define that, not as everyone who just a summer ago came over the as, quote, new dreamers. It really does have to be those who were victims of wrongdoing in a broken